We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And we can't be stopped now, 'cause it's bad boy for life. I'm the definition of half man, half what's up. Okay, so this is Bad Boys 3, the long-awaited sequel. Now, it's been some years, and Martin Lawrence was on Martin. Will Smith was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Two prominent shows in the 90s. As an African-American, you had The Cosby Show, which was the game changer. It was showing America, hey, this is breaking the mold of the stereotypes of what you think. You know, every black person in a movie isn't necessarily a thug or a criminal or whatever it was that was commonly portrayed in some of these action movies, you know, and what have you. The Cosby Show was there. Then you had, you know, credit where credit's due. Then you had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that showed a family, well-to-do African-American family there. Then you had Martin, which was straight-up comedy. You know, Martin was doing his thing on HBO with these stand-up specials, and, you know, he had his, you know, funny sitcom. So that being said, you had Bad Boys, okay? And that was supposed to be with two other characters. Martin was approached about it, and he decided to go talk to Will Smith, and their chemistry, from what I understand from a Breakfast Club interview that came out recently, was in good spirits with Martin to where he was like, yeah, we're going to do the movie together. Now, the second movie eventually came out because the first one did well enough. And then there was nothing for several years, you know. I can't even remember when the last one came out. Alexa, when did Bad Boys 2 come out?
The film Bad Boys 2 was released about 17 years ago on July 18, 2003.
So rather than edit this and find that out, my lovely assistant here just told you. So almost 17 years ago. So what happens in between them for these actors? Fatherhood and marriages, you know, different career changes, personal stuff going on that I'm not going to delve into. But, you know, life happens. So they finally got around to making this movie because what often happens is, like, look at Ghostbusters. You have an actor or actress pass away before they can actually get the film on the ground and going the way it needs to. We don't want that to happen, but we're glad Bad Boys 3 happened. So all the backstory out of the way, or my personal feelings about the movie out of the way, let's actually talk about the movie. Now, I'm going to spoil it, so here's your chance to click off of it. I would love if you, by Monday, watch the movie. This is not a mandate. Just saying, come back and watch this if you don't want any spoilers. But here is me, my first impressions, just going to tell you the movie, because that's what I do. Okay, so now we're going to get into spoilers. The plot of the movie is this. Both of them are kind of in old age, not like, oh, I need my cane, but, you know, they can't do this anymore. They're Danny Glover, I'm getting too old for this, right? And Martin's character, Marcus, has actually retired and didn't tell Will Smith's character about this. Will Smith's character being named Mike Loudry. I'm messing it up already. See, that's how long it's been since these movies have come out. Mike being the more reckless one, the Keenan to Landry, or the Keenan to Marcus's Kel, right? That's what this was. Kel being the silly one, making the jokes, and not really wanting to go with this plan, whereas Mike's character is more headstrong and like, yo, guns a-blazing, let's go. You know, And having got my concealed to carry, I'm just like, wow. The way they're operating firearms in this movie is not how it would go down in real life. But again, this is a movie. Mike is like grenade launchers and rockets. And the plot of this is this. A long, long time ago in a galaxy far from... No, not that movie. A long, long time ago, there was a case that happened, and several prominent justice figures, law enforcement, were involved in that. And in that case, a cartel guy got eliminated. His wife sent to prison for life, and she broke out of prison with the help of her son, who then was instructed to go after all of these people who were involved in the case, one of them being Mike. So one by one, all these guys were hit. They were killed off. And this guy, who's her son, who's doing this, is, he's a sniper rifle guy. And then he's got the audacity to show up on a bike in all black and just shoot out in public. And they're not able to get him. And he's got these bullets that the cops can't trace, because one of the things that police do, evidently, is trace your bullet. You buy a gun, they want to know what kind of bullet was used in what gun, and then they're going to deduce their way down to find out the owner of said firearm, and then find you. Okay, but if they make specialty type bullets, that makes things a little more interesting. So Marcus says this prayer to God, asking him, hey, if you spare his life, I'll no longer be violent. I'm going to leave all this violent stuff behind. I'm going to resign from the cop force, all this stuff. And that's really what happens. I made a blunder earlier saying that he wasn't aware that he retired. He wasn't aware because at that point he had been shot and in the hospital for several months. Okay, and when those several months were ended and he survived and he was in good health at his daughter's wedding, the nice throwback there was, hey, if you remember the first Bad Boys, they were like, they were trying to scare him away. You're not getting with the daughter here. I think they returned those same cast members back and showing them all grown up and at this wedding and everything. So that was a nice little Easter egg there. And they did go get married. And at the wedding, you see Mike's character, or Will Smith's character, Mike, stand up and show that he's mostly recovered. And it's a conflict of interest to where, your vengeance will come into play if you're an officer or a lawyer or whatever, and you want to be on a case that you have personal, feelings involved in. And they try to keep you off that, but this being a movie, and they know that Mike is not going to back down. He's not going, they try to say, okay, you can be a consultant, you can give information, but you can't get involved into directing. That's the captain's order. Again, I haven't seen these older movies in a while, 17 years according to our assistant here. So maybe that was in continuity and the same actor. I don't know, but I love that character. And as time went on, he ends up biting the bullet. Yes, the son finds him somewhere and eliminates him, because what the mom wants is, hey, kill everybody else, let him suffer. Don't just kill him. Even though he was shot at right when the movie pretty much began, it was like, no, that was a mistake. You don't simply end him, make him suffer. And then you eventually find out that there's more to it than just a vendetta because you eliminated the husband. It's because, well, Mike here, who's been told to calm down and relax and enjoy, the years of his life, the best years are behind him, and to relax, even though he's this, hey, bad boys for life, I'm going to keep doing my thing, The lesson here is for him is this sage wisdom that the chief gives him, which is, hey, control your horse being your anger. Channel that, put that in a place, because if you don't, it'll define you in a way that you don't want to be remembered. I'm paraphrasing this and probably ruining the quote, but it's some wisdom that he gave him, and of course, it being a movie, right after he gives that one, that's when he bites the bullet. So rest in peace, Chief. He was my favorite character in the movie because he brought a level of seriousness, yet the comedy until Martin reasserts himself in the movie. Because what you see is Marcus just chilling out, becoming a grandfather, really just kind of accepting that this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Or is it? He felt like he left his brother hanging based off of the things that was said to him. Like, hey, bro, one more time, Bad Boys for Life, I need you. I need you. It's like, no, man, you're going to get us killed. And at the Chief's funeral, that's when they realized, like, hey, they're coming for us one way or another. Let's give it one more go to make this right for the Chief, I guess. It's not really said, but it's kind of unwritten. Like, hey, Bad Boys for Life. You know, initially it was, well, you died 3 times in the hospital, so that was it. But it's like, no, I won the race. See, they had a race going on at the beginning. Hey, if I win, you don't retire. But if I win, the other guy, you got to retire and hang it all up. And of course, Marcus loses, Marcus being Martin's character. And that's when the shooting happened. So the initial plan was to retire. And once Will's character was shot, he did retire. And now this is him coming out of the retirement to help out. And they've got some really cool characters in this one. They got a team called AMCO that are these other cops that are doing things their own way. Mike, Will Smith's character, I keep referring to him that way because these names are still fresh in my head. He had a love interest, I guess, in the second movie, maybe even the first one. I got to go back and watch those movies. Who still cares for him, obviously, but she's more tactical, and he's more guns blazing, right? That's his character. That's why they love him. Real life, he probably would be the first cop down. If not just shot, just fired because of all the property damage. I mean, oof. I think the second one really emphasized, how much destruction they caused. Your boy had some cheddar biscuits earlier and from Red Lobster, and it's got me the hiccup. So, back on track. I'm telling the movie as best as I can remember it. She decided to help out as best she could, and she's got some agents under her that are training and learning, and Vanessa Hudgens is one of them. She looked like I don't remember because she had her hair done differently, and she was just really nice action-wise and had good lines and was just, kind of stealthy. She felt almost like a video game character the way she carried herself in this movie. It was like, wait, hold up, this is High School Musical? No, it's not. This is a different woman here. Paola, I can't remember her name, but that's who, the character was, who was the love interest for Mike. She was pretty, very pretty. I'll say that. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Pretty, smart, assertive. She kept the movie going because whenever there was a guy ready to end it all for one of the bad boys, she was right there having their back. And that's what you need, guys. You need a good woman in your life that has your back. It felt appropriate to say. So, speaking of women having your back, you find out that the mom was really a witch who cheated on her husband who was slain with Mike's character. Mike finds out that the son is his son and not this cartel guy's son. And now he has a decision to make. Do I kill this guy after all he's done? Or do I forgive him because he's my son? Can I control my horse? That's the plot of this movie. And I'm not going to give the rest of it away. I'm going to leave it there. But the end of the movie foreshadows a potential spin-off, if not a fourth movie. So that's where they leave us there. It'll be interesting to see because, they said, hey, one last time. But this is for life. The subtitle of this movie is Bad Boys for Life. Not for the end of this 90-minute movie. Maybe it was more than 90 minutes. I believe it was 2 hours, which is, what, more than 90 minutes. Yeah. So that said, what did you think? Did you see the movie? Are you ranking these? Are you like, hey, number 1 was great, number 3 was the middle, number 2? That's the kind of rankings I've been seeing online. I think I'm going to go with that ranking, but I think I need to re-see the first two movies to be solid with that ranking system. Really enjoyed this movie. They did a lot of press for it. It was a good time for it to be released, because you don't really see action movies in January. That was easily a summer movie. Knowing that Marvel is not coming out with so many movies, it would have been interesting to see that movie drop summertime, but maybe Will Smith and Martin have other things that they've got lined up, and that movie could have come out last year, but they decided to drop it this go round. It was a real interesting week. We've had that movie come out. We've got Curb Your Enthusiasm dropping. A new Eminem album came out. Mac Miller, if you listen to those guys. Just all of that just right here in the now. 2020 starting out good. We've got Pokemon Community Day for the little penguin guy coming soon. I'm working on some Mario Maker for you guys. When I wrap up this video, I'd be remiss to tell you, if I didn't tell you that, as much as I've been complaining about Sonic in these movie reviews, it's coming. When that movie drops, we will be reviewing that, so stay tuned here. I will stop rambling here. I will give this movie 4 Earthworm Gems out of 5. And I'll see you in the next one. 'Cause it's bad boys for life. Captain Sensation.